online class. So, have you done our previous material? If you don't, just hurry because you're running out of time. Now, are you ready to start to the next one? Today, we are discussing about first, the organization of the idea, and the second, determining tone, purpose, and courses. The organization of the idea. Do you still remember? Before that we've been learning about how to find the main idea of a passage? Now we're going to dig deeper about it. Remember that a main idea of a passage can be drawn after we resume of every first sentence of each paragraph, right? Yeah, so this tip also can be used to win this game. Why? Because in this type of question, you will be asked to determine how the idea in one paragraph relate to the idea of another paragraph. By giving you some questions like how is the information in the passage organized, or maybe how is information in the second paragraph related to the information in the first paragraph. So this question can be answered by looking at the first sentence of the paragraph. So this question can be answered by looking at the first sentence of the appropriate paragraph. So this is the way we make it. So like this. The first one, you need to read the first line of each paragraph, same as the way we do for finding the main idea, right? And then the second, you have to look to the word. You need to look for the words that show the relation between the paragraph. So for example, in the first paragraph, it talks about the definition, and then the second paragraph, the first sentence talk about one of the type. So we can draw the relationship between it is that the whole explanation about something like that. And then the third, so you can bring it to the choices listed and determine which which answer expressing the relationship, like that. Now let's see the example. Okay, so as usual, I have a passage here. The passage consists of 2 paragraphs, and then the question is this one. So the question will be about the relation. So let us see the first sentence of each paragraph. Yeah, the first sentence we talk about this one. If asked who invented the game of baseball, most Americans would probably reply that it was Abner Doubleday. Then the second paragraph will say, today most sport historians are in agreement that Doubleday really did not have much to do with the development of baseball. We have first 2 sentences of each paragraph. So this is the question. How is the information in the second paragraph related to the information in the first paragraph? So how to answer this? To answer this question, it's important to look at the main idea of each of 2 paragraphs, right? So the main idea of the first paragraph is found in the first sentence of first paragraph. It said, most people believe that Abner Doubleday invented the game of baseball. And then the main idea of the second paragraph is found in the first line of the second paragraph. Historians generally agree that Doubleday didn't invent baseball. So the second paragraph contradicts the information in the first paragraph. And then the answer is D. It refutes the idea in the first paragraph. Then now, the second skill, determining tone, purpose, and course. Other type of question occur occasionally in reading comprehension section. Possible questions to this type are those that ask about, first, the tone of the passage, the second, the author purpose of writing this passage, and then the third is the course in which the passage might be used. The first one is a question about the tone. It's asking if the author is showing any emotion in the writing. The majority of the passages on Toefl tests are factual passages presented without any emotion. The tone of this type of passage could be simply informational, explanatory, or factual. Sometimes the author shows some emotion, and you must be able to recognize that emotion to answer a question about the tone correctly. So, if the author is being funny, then maybe the passage is humorous. If the author is making fun of something, then maybe the passage is actually a sarcastic. And then if the author feels strongly that something is right or something is wrong, then the tone might be impassioned. That sounds so difficult here. But don't worry, it's easy to find the answer. Why? Because there will be clues through what the passage that the author is showing some emotion rather than just presenting the fact. So you just need to skim the passage looking for the clues. Okay, that's for the tone. The second one is a question about purpose. So this question is asking what the author is trying to do in the passage. You can draw a conclusion about the author's purpose by referring to the main idea and the organization of details in the passage. The third, is a question about the course. It's asking you to decide which university course might have this passage as assigned reading. You should draw a conclusion about the course by referring in the topic of the passage and the organization of the details. Remember that there are three possible questions asking about tone, the purpose, and the course. Those questions have a different way to be solved. Great. Okay, exhale, inhale. Let's move to the next exhale. Now go to the example. So we have one paragraph here, and this paragraph is going to ask three questions, of course, about the tone, the purpose, and the course of the passage. So let us see from the first sentence. We can see military awards have been long considered symbolic of royalty, and thus, when the United States was a young nation just finished with revolution and eager to distance itself from anything tasting of monarchy, there was a strong sentiment against military decoration. Okay, that's actually the whole of the idea of this passage. Let's see the first question. The tone of this passage is. The first question asks about the tone of the passage. To determine the tone of a passage, you should look for any indication of emotion on the part of the author. In this passage, the author uses historical fact to make a point about Americans' sentiment against military awards. The author does not make any kind of emotion plea. Therefore, the best answer to this question is D. There is nothing in the passage that indicate any anger or humor or outrage on the part of the author. And then the second question is the author's purpose of this passage. To answer this question correctly, you should revert to the main idea of the passage as outlined in the first sentence. The main idea is that there has been strong sentiment against military award in the United States because military awards are symbols of royalty. The author gives historical facts about military awards as detailed to support the main idea. Since the purpose is determined from the main idea and the overall organization of details, the author's purpose is to describe, explain, and demonstrate the America's sentiment against military award is because of its negative sentiment against royalty. So, the best answer to this question is B. The last one is number 3. The passage will probably be assigned reading in a course on. Yeah, so this is asking about the course. To draw a conclusion about the course, you should revert to the topic of the passage and the overall organization of details. Since this passage is about American military awards and the detail discuss the history of American military award from the Revolutionary War until today, so the best answer is C. Alright, I know it's a long video and a complicated material, yeah? So I will leave a little note under the video. So please just open the Google Classroom, yeah? Okay, so just do the quiz because you know that I count every quiz that you did. So see you again next week. Bye bye.